Welcome to the BBC 6 for top site. Rescue teams are still searching for over 100 people after two earthquakes shocked Venezuela earlier. 600 people were reported dead or injured. We'll have related to some of the speech to reported and burned. For the third day in a row, we have broken the June temperature record again today. But a teenage boy dies during the night after thunder and lightning strikes. People being urged to go water will have the latest on this UK heatwave. For further record, you'll have latest official on the programme. King Charles and Queen Camilla are not going to stay at Buckingham Palace when it's been redone up. Has been confirmed this afternoon. Also on the programme, Nicholas Rosan dies at the age of 88. Also on the programme, Donald Trump threatens 100% tariffs on the UK over a digital tax. We're gonna have a latest on England's day at Trent Bridge in the deciding test match, so we're gonna continue to World Cup. Also, we've got Sports Day. With my good evening on the programme. Yes, England have done really well today. They bought him out. But look at Jacob for being from one top sorry. Also, the job for women has been made. Serena Williams, Emma Monica, new Jack Draper never took the. Oh no, who face in round one. with Matt Taylor. Welcome along to the BBC News at 6. I'm cleaning up the main headline. Rescue teams have begun across Venezuela. As over 100 people have been reported missing this afternoon after two massive earthquakes hit the city just on Tuesday night. No, Wednesday night. And over 600 people have been reported injured or dead. We've got a first special report from a reporter. Dan Byrne has been there. Dan reports. You might find this report very upsetting and distressing, he reports from the city. Let's go live there tonight and join Dan. Dan, you're live there, post. So what is the latest update from Venezuela tonight? What's the latest update? Dan, how long do you think it will take until the rescue teams actually find people that they're still looking for? Alright then, that's Dan Burns there for us, Dan, thank you.
This is what parts of Venezuela looked like before and after two powerful earthquakes struck just 39 seconds apart near the country's northern coast. In the beachside city of La Guaira, just a few miles from the capital Caracas, this image shows hotels lining the coast before the quakes. Footage filmed from a balcony in the aftermath shows many of them have been reduced to rubble. Sky News' data and forensics team matched videos shared on social media to locations across the country. In La Guaira, in this video, a building is half collapsed, tilted to the side. In Google Street View images from 2024, we can see the collapsed building was at least 11 stories tall, judging by the windows. In a video filmed along one street in Carabalida, at least 6 multi-story residential buildings have collapsed. Here we see an apartment block razed to the ground. Less than 70 meters away, another. This is what they used to look like. A short way down the road, 4 more residential buildings have collapsed. Each one of these was at least 8 stories tall. Now, they're rubble. In the capital city, Caracas, we see the total collapse of one apartment building, while the surrounding buildings remain relatively intact. On Street View from 2024, we can see what the collapsed building used to look like. These before and after comparisons capture only part of the devastation caused by the earthquakes, which have claimed hundreds of lives and destroyed communities across Venezuela's northern coast.
It's been more than 24 hours now since 2 massive earthquakes struck. Well, there is now a death. Well, there is now a desperate search for survivors in Venezuela after two earthquakes, which occurred less than a minute apart, killed at least 235 people. Around 50,000 more are reported missing. The second quake last night, which had a 7.5 magnitude, is the second largest in the country's history, and it's the largest in more than a century. Despite a pledge from the United States and other countries for help, the UN has warned that the coming days will require a massive collective effort to help those worst hit, with 8 million people already needing humanitarian aid. The South American country was struck shortly after 6 p.m. local time. Properties were turned to rubble as both quakes hit the area surrounding the capital city, Caracas, and surrounding areas. Buildings were even evacuated as far away as Brazil. The United States Geological Service says that the first magnitude 7.2 earthquake hit west of the town of Moron, which is about 120 miles west of Caracas. And that was followed less than a minute later by a magnitude 7.5 tremor in the same region. Let's go live now to our correspondent, James Matthews. James, talk us through what is happening around you. You can see some of the devastation next to you as the rescue and recovery efforts are really running against the clock.
Absolutely. Devastation would be the word, I can tell you. I'm in Katia Lamar. This is northwest of Caracas, a tourist town in the shadow of the Oliva mountain range. And you can see what happened at that moment just around 6 p.m. 48 hours ago when the earthquake hit. This is a scene that you see everywhere. I'm on the main street through this place, and that used to be a warehouse, somebody's home just beyond. You can see how in seconds it collapsed. There is fire. Local people are telling us that's actually been fire created by looters, people looking to create chaos. But I mean, chaos, loss, despair, bewilderment is etched on the faces of everybody as I look around. And in terms of the infrastructure, take a look over there. Every street corner paints this picture of a town completely devastated. Those buildings that haven't collapsed are leaning precariously. One of the men involved in the relief operation right now. Hello, sir. I'm James Matthews from Sky News. Mr. Villegas, we're going to translate as we ask you a couple of questions. What's the situation for you, Mr. Villegas?
¿Cuál es la situación para ti, Villegas, ahorita en este lugar?
La situación de nosotros, bueno, como verá, trabajando con las manos, porque no tenemos equipo, herramientas para trabajar y rescatar personas con vida y recuperar cadáveres, ¿verdad? No tenemos los equipos, vuelvo repito, los equipos necesarios ni unidades de contraincendio para sofocar esto que está sucediendo ahorita, porque esto lo hacen los salvajes, ¿verdad? ¿Para qué? Para que cuando prendan eso, las personas adyacentes alrededor de las viviendas se vayan y oiga más saqueo. Entonces no es justo eso, es lo que veo yo. Y bueno, el trabajo que nos falta por realizar nosotros por recuperar personas.
Priscilla, you're going to translate for us.
Right. Yeah, we don't have enough people, enough tools to bring the bodies out. We can't even put this fire away. This fire was actually created by, in his word, savages, because they create this chaos so people in the surroundings come out and they loot, they steal from their houses.
And people trapped everywhere. A race against time.
Right next, the Met Office has extended this this red extreme heat warning, which is essentially thousands of schools up and down the country have closed or sent people home early. Restricting travels There's no trains in or out of London today because they're in the 33 degrees. We're going to focus on Europe first now. Italy, Paris, Italy, Spain, Hungary, Uruguay, Ukraine have all seen record temperatures. Our Paris correspondent, Henry Maguire, has this report. Henry. Let's go down to Paris and join Henry. Henry, talk to us more about this alcohol ban and why they've brought an alcohol ban into place in Paris because of the heat. Tell us more about it, Henry. Alright, Henry, I was Henry Maguire in Paris for us. Thank you, Henry.
Now, here in the UK, Now, here in the UK, it's a third day of record-breaking temperatures for June, with the mercury rising to 36.9 degrees Celsius in Suffolk on Friday. At least 6 hospital trusts in England have declared critical incidents. The red weather warning for extreme heat has been extended for London and parts of southeast England until 9 o'clock. That's the first time it's been issued for 3 consecutive days. As the temperatures climb, so do the demands on emergency services. Firefighters in Derbyshire have been battling to contain a major wildfire, which has torn through large areas of moorland for more than 24 hours, forcing road closures and smoke warnings. The cause of the wildfire isn't yet known, but the weather conditions are making containing it more difficult. Meanwhile, analysis by the AFP news agency suggests at least 150 million people across Europe will face temperatures above 35 degrees on Friday as the heatwave continues to grip the continent. There are soaring temperatures with heat alerts and public health measures in place in many countries. In France, the health alert is at its highest level to boost hospital staffing and protect the vulnerable. In Paris, there have been restrictions placed on consuming alcohol in public places, and this weekend's Paris Pride March has been postponed to avoid overwhelming response services already under pressure. Other events have also been postponed. In Italy, temperatures are in the mid to high 30s. A red code alert in the Tuscany region has been issued across its healthcare network. And in Spain, military firefighters have been working through the night to contain a wildfire in Huesca province in the northeast of the country, where flames have scorched at least 1,000 hectares. Our Paris correspondent, Hugh Schofield, is just outside the French capital, where hospitals are at risk of being overwhelmed and where the authorities have banned alcohol consumption in public. I asked him whether France has crossed a line in its ability to cope with the extreme heat.
I'd say the line is coming close to being crossed. I mean, what the authorities are saying in Paris is not that the situation has shifted into one of, chaos and over. Too many people being turning up and being unable, hospitals being unable to cope. That's not where we're at. But there's a risk of that, and that's the point. They're looking ahead and seeing that. Typically, when there's a heat wave like this, there's a gap of 2 or 3 days before the rush comes in, if it goes on. So they're expecting around now, if the heat continues, for the hospitals to be even more stretched than they are already. They are stretched. There's no question about it. Mortality has gone up in around Paris. We don't know by how much, but there is an excess mortality, no question about it. Hospitals are treating people in the corridors, and there's worry that it'll become unable to cope, the system. But we're not there yet, and that's why these measures about banning alcohol on the streets of Paris and so on are so important. It's because the authorities are looking ahead and saying, let's do what we can to limit the strain on the hospital system. Alcohol leads more and more people to be hospitalized. We know that when people drink alcohol in large quantities in very, very hot episodes like this, it leads to excessive strain on the health system. Why? Because alcohol actually dehydrates rather than hydrates. And so to avoid that and to allow the authorities and the hospitals to focus on the genuinely vulnerable, the elderly and the isolated and the homeless and so on, that this measure is in place today and tomorrow to stop people drinking in public and to stop shops selling alcohol for takeaway. So I would say, in answer to your question, that we're certainly, one senses that we're close to a dangerous situation, but we're not there, and steps are being taken, and there is hope because it looks like in the next few days it is going to diminish in intensity.
And Anna Holligan has sent us this update from The Hague in the Netherlands.
It is hot here on the streets of The Hague. It feels almost suffocating. Much of the Netherlands lies below sea level, and people are taking advantage of the easy access to water, jumping into canals, heading for the coast. But that relief comes with some risks, and yesterday 3 people drowned, including a 13-year-old boy. A red alert for the heat has been issued for the first time in the country's history. Temperatures up to 40 degrees forecast. Many events have been cancelled, parades, festivals, schools have been closed. The sale of alcohol has been restricted. And it's a similar picture across much of the continent. So in Paris, the sale and consumption of alcohol in public has been restricted to try to relieve pressure on the hospitals. In Germany, the Hamburg Half Marathon has been cancelled. People are being offered cancellations on train tickets. In Switzerland, an alert has been issued for a possible drought situation. So what is causing this extreme heat? Well, scientists at the World Weather Attribution have said that these temperatures, the heat wave in Europe, is unmistakably as a result of climate change. And they say these temperatures would have been virtually impossible 50 years ago.
The heat wave continues. The heat wave continues. The red danger to life warning is in force for a 3rd day in parts of the country as another temperature record is broken.
The advice from Network Rail is don't use the trains unless absolutely necessary across London, southeast England and most of East Anglia.
And as the struggle to work, study, live and sleep in the heat grows, are air conditioning units the answer? Sales are surging, putting pressure on the people who fit them. I'll look at the pros and cons.
And it's been another hot, humid night. That sets us up for another day of extreme heat today. We could get even hotter than yesterday, possibly 37, even 38 Celsius. And this is the zone across London and the southeast that we will be watching most carefully through today.
It's expected to be another day of sweltering hot temperatures for many parts of the UK. The London Ambulance Service says it saw the highest number of life-threatening emergency in its history, driven by the extreme heat. The June temperature record has once again been broken with a high of 36.7 degrees Celsius in Merrifield That was in Somerset. At least 6 hospital trusts in England have declared critical incidents. We're talking about supermarket fridges and freezers. Some of them breaking down because of the hot weather. A number of customers say on social media they're finding it tricky to buy some fresh produce like milk, yogurts and meat.
Dramatic thunderstorms in parts of the UK as red warnings for extreme heat continue for millions of people in London and the southeast of England.
Overnight, thunderstorms hit southwest England, triggered by the recent spell of hot, humid weather. Yellow storm warnings are now in force across much of the country, including Northern Ireland and Scotland. Next week, the forecast is for lower temperatures, with plenty of cloud and rain. Much more like a typical British summer then. Jim Reid, BBC News.
The picture behind you, Sarah, tells the story.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Good morning to you, Sarah and Charlie. Morning, everybody at home as well. It was quite a lively night in places. We've had some big thunderstorms. The heat and the humidity, of course, the real story in the weather at the moment. And all that heat and humidity just adds fuel to these big thunderstorms that we've seen. This was the picture in Cheshire East a little bit earlier in the night. It looks like it could have been the warmest June night on record. We'll just confirm those temperatures in the next few hours, but it looks like some places didn't fall below around 24 degrees all night last night. So it's been really hot, it's been really humid, and that is how we start the day today. So already temperatures across central and southern parts of England and Wales really widely above 20 degrees. So it's really uncomfortable out there. Many people will not have slept well yet again last night. Humidity that's with us at the moment just adds extra fuel to these big storms. But of course, the heat is the real picture out there, the main story for many of us, where we've got red warnings in force for the 3rd day. This is the picture this morning in Surrey. The sun's up, beautiful start to the day, but temperatures here are already at around about 23 degrees. So that's higher than we'd expect for an average afternoon this time of year, and it is only going to get hotter.
I see the lightning strike you've got behind you there. That's going to be witnessed quite a few people today.
Into tomorrow. Now, this chart shows the red colours where temperatures are significantly above average. Now, as we head through next week, you can see the red colours pushing further east across Europe. It's been pretty busy in the weather office, I can tell you. We've been keeping our eyes on those temperatures. They've just been rocketing, really, all week. And another day, another extreme heat warning out there today. Beautiful picture this morning in Wigan, though. This is the time of day to get out, walk your dog, take a little bit of fresh air. Temperatures are still high, but they're in the mid-20s at the moment. Later in the day, some of us, again, are going to be in the mid-30s, particularly across the southeast of England and the London region, too. Particularly across the southeast of England and the London region.
Right next tonight, it's been confirmed that King Charles and Queen Camilla will not return to Buckingham Palace once it's had a refurbishment and a makeover. Confirmed that a couple of hours ago that they will stay in the house a couple of hours away from the palace. Royal correspondent Hayley Matthews sent us this report. Alright, love. I think it's only twice next week, only twice. Monday and Friday. So Haley said for life upbringing process more about the king and queen. They're not gonna get back, are they?
If you're tired of
Oh. The toys, the ones that were out, not to do so much. I need a word in the trash room. Okay, it's bad. You know how to do too much nothing. Yeah, same route here. Just do it then. Do it then. No. Alright, anything, I thank you. Trump has threatened 100% of tariffs on UK for digital tax. It comes from Trump has threatened to impose 100% impact tariff on the UK over its digital services tax on America's social media from our US correspondent Gary O'Connor has this report. Next tonight, new footage has emerged the night that Henry Novak was murdered. We remember Sakir Sama saying the scenes made him feel sick. Yes.
Fine. Can I have a seat? Have a look at the video, please, and especially in that moment.
So you turn the flashes off, sorry?
No.
We can't, I'm afraid.
Is it alright if we move over here then, so it's not too much in my eyesight? So this is when he got me in the face a fair few good times as well. So like I was explaining to your colleague there, so our parked car's literally here.
Where do you live, sir? Okay. So you've had an altercation with this guy?
Yeah. And like I said, this isn't the first time we've had altercations during, not even altercations, we've had people racistly attack us during the morning.
Okay.
Come back from...
Just over there, the one that's parked awkwardly, so to speak, to... Is it open?
It's alright if I can face this way, sorry.
That's fine. Charlie 1, Zulu Whiskey 69. Can I run a mail through, please?
One of his shoes were left here, sorry.
Just stay here, buddy. Just stay here, mate. Just stay here.
I think it's here. I'm not sure. It was here. I definitely see it falling off. Oh, is it here?
Surname Delta India Golf Alpha Alpha. First name Vikram Victor India Charlie Kilo Romeo Uniform Mike 30/03/2003. So have you seen him when he's been on the floor then?
Yeah, I've seen him when he's on the floor.
I might send you a link in a minute if it's okay if you can send that video.
So me and my father, what we had done, obviously as he climbed over, my father had then come home.
Yeah.
So he was at home. My brothers then called him and said, look, this is what's happened. My dad's come rushing. He was in bed. And we put him there against the wall just to make sure, because we saw he started bleeding. I've got your other... yeah, I have, yeah. We saw that he started bleeding, so my dad just pinned him against, not like sat him up against the wall just to see that he's okay.
Okay, have you called the ambulance then?
Yeah, we called the ambulance along with the police.
Okay.
What it is, where they see those kids, you get a lot of students that walk past and they put the back.
Like I said, so I was literally just walking there and I seen him. He's then barged into me. I've said to him, look, clearly, mate, you're drunk. I could smell, like, you could smell the alcohol. I was like, look, mate, you're drunk. Carry on with your day, innit? He's then called me, oh, you think you're this and that, you think you're bad man. I said, yeah, I'm a bad man. Then he then started recording me. Obviously, then I was just saying, like, I pushed him a lot. He's then grabbed me, then started grabbing my turban, pulled my hair, started grabbing my hair, was like punching me and all this sort of stuff.
Okay.
And then the
do you know how he's got that wound then? How's he got that wound?
What wound, sorry?
Or he's got, you said he's got blood on him. How's he got
it? Must have been where he punched it, but he did fall over here, so he was climbing all over these bins and stuff like that. And then he fell over and then landed onto that car.
Okay.
So.
Okay, mate, right. This is really important. Okay. The time now is 11:55. Okay, it's important, mate. All right, at this time, I'm arresting you on suspicion of attempt murder. Okay? You don't have to say anything. May harm your defence if you don't mention when questioned. Something which you may later arrive in court. Anything you do so may be given evidence. Okay? The necessities are for a prompt and effective investigation. Okay? And for any further harm and injury. You've got your side of the story, mate. We don't know what's going on here. Okay? So we need to find out. Okay? Zulu Whiskey 69, Charlie. I'm starting to sure what's going on here. I've gone 9 for attempt murder with the gentleman that I've run through. Have we got a van at all that I can get him down to Central? Okay, and we'll get it all sorted, all right? I'm not saying you've done anything, mate, but we need to find out what's happened, okay?
Mate, I've been racist.
No, I know. Okay? I know. But we don't know what's going on, mate. I can do the little ones, yeah. We'll sort something out, thank you.
Next. Why don't you say?
Convicted rapist Nicholas Rossi, who faked his death and fled to Scotland to evade justice, has died. The deluded convicted rapist Convicted rapist Nicholas Rossi, who faked his death and fled to Scotland to evade justice, has died. The deluded beast took his final breaths in a US hospital on Thursday, according to prison officials. Rossi, 38, had been suffering from chronic degenerative conditions and had stopped himself receiving care. Richard Piatt, Director of Communications for the Utah Department of Corrections, told the Providence Journal, he chose to remove himself from the care that was being provided. A spokesperson for the UDC added, Rossi was pronounced dead at a local hospital on Thursday, June 25th, 2026, at 2032. Rossi died from complications of an existing medical condition after choosing to discontinue medical treatment. This notification follows communication with Rossi's family and his victims. The twisted predator was serving 10 years to life after being found guilty of rapes. In 2022, we exclusively caught the moment Nicholas Rossi was dramatically arrested at his Bolehole flat after cops forced entry with a battering ram. Around 6 officers arrived at the pad in Glasgow's Woodlands district mid-afternoon and smashed through the door with a ram-it device. Wailing from Rossi's wife could be heard as cops lifted him, with 3 ambulances and paramedics also arriving on the scene. A standoff lasting hours took place before Rossi, who was only caught after being seriously ill with COVID in a Glasgow hospital, was busted.
Right, thank you. Go forward. Why did you skip your bail here, Nicholas? How did you choose your aliases? Guys, you did me better. Oh, you saw 2 matches. 2 lads. Right, stop. After. One last shot now, right? Best you can. 3, 2, 1. That's it. Sit down.
Right, some cricket. England had a bad day at Tunbridge. Bishop Park now from our bus was being only faster. On a day filled with dread as England's start of the test match came into this day, New Zealand were 361 for 4. England started quite badly. Good shots. But then Ben Stokes came in. Well, oh yes, it's got him. England's begun the fight back against the Kiwis. Ben Stokes came in again to both of them. Super. Oh yeah, it's got him again. It's back to back, 2 wickets in 2 for Ben Stokes. Also now it's come off the arm, I believe. Give him. Ben Stokes picks up 3 wickets. Oh, Ben Stokes has picked up 4 key wickets here. Bashir also picked one. An LBW appeal from Bashir was given. New Zealand bowled out for 438. But Amelia Day fell quite early, even though it won. Ben Ducker came in, but changed the whole atmosphere.
The Steve Bracknell podcast. Listen on BBC Sounds. Smith again, round.
Smith again round the wicket ball. Oh, he's chopped on. Duckett's out. He's played the ball into his stumps, looking to dab it away into the offside. And his very entertaining century has now been cut short. 113, his final tally from only 99 balls. And the Trent Bridge faithful on their feet to applaud a very positive, typical Ben Duckett innings. He did have a life on 8, and New Zealand may yet regret that.
Let's hear if you remember that Ben Duckett got 100.
Stokes goes over the wicket now, pulls a bouncer and it's hit him somewhere. It's caught it slip and is taken. And
we're going to show you all of Ben Stokes' wickets.
Waits for Stokes, he goes over the wicket now, pulls a bouncer and it's hit him somewhere. It's caught it slip and is taken. And Santner might review this. I'm not sure what it came off. Stokes is saying, what are you talking about? Santner's saying, it hit me on the arm. Stokes is saying, no, it hit you on the glove. So we'll see who's right. But there was a nasty short ball that Santner didn't cope with very well. And Stokes is saying, that hit him on the glove.
Is it the sweatband of the glove?
I think it probably has. We'll see. Stokes is adamant.
Ball passes close to the glove. Can I go to Ultra to confirm whether there's any glove involved, please? Thank you. Just freeze, just go back a frame. Ball makes contact with the glove. I'm ready to go back on field to Nutton.
It's the real sort of last threads of the strap of the glove. Santner and Stokes, who clearly know each other very well, were standing nose to nose. And Santner saying, it's hit me on the arm, Gone. And Stokes actually pointed straight to the bit of Velcro on his glove and said, no, it hit you there. And he's right, but it's what, half an inch? Something like that. I mean, it's a fraction. But there are replays that you look at, the one side on there. If you looked at that just as the replay, you'd say it's hit him on the arm guard. It was just a front-on replay, an ultra edge. Betrayed Santner there. Very, very tight, because it has hit the arm guard as well. And that's what he would have felt. Anyway, he's out.
Sports ed.
The World Cup. He's going for it. If it's on this.
And fans to evade them initially, but the driver allowed an officer to jump in, catch up, and the suspect was detained. And finally tonight, thousands of England fans have converged on New York ahead of their team's final group match. The Three Lions face Panama tomorrow night, having already qualified for the knockout stages. And fans are enjoying every moment, as our sports editor Steve Scott reports from Manhattan.
Whoa, we got Harry Kane. He's gonna score again. We're Englishmen in New York. Let's go!
One of many Englishmen in New York right now, taking in what the city has to offer while contemplating the scale of what lies ahead for Thomas Tuchel's squad.
The Ghana game, it was a bit of a knock, but I think we pulled through. We're still undefeated.
I'm always a glass half empty and he's always a glass half full.
So is your glass empty at the moment?
Yeah, fairly. After the last game.
Yeah, you got to get behind him. You got to back the manager. Down the line, if we win the World Cup, it ain't going to matter. So, yeah.
Do you think that's a possibility?
It's a possibility.
A short subway ride away, more sightseeing and more optimism.
Dallas was an incredible atmosphere, and you could see how the players responded to that. So if we can get behind them on Saturday, then yeah, very confident for the rest of the tournament.
At the end of the day, we're through. We're through, and every game's 90 minutes, ain't it? So you've got to take it as it comes.
Given the match is being played a short distance from here, fans will obviously be hoping that England can serve up something equally as stunning. That the team's performance in their final group game against Panama mirrors the energy and excitement that New York is known for. After the disappointing stalemate against Ghana, much is expected of England tomorrow, and the players are well aware of that.
How you can deal with setbacks in such a short space of time is with their whole nation and everybody watching. Everyone's got eyes on every game that we play. I think we've deserved to have that expectation with how the group has unfolded even before I was an England player, how we've got better and better and better and closer. I think the expectation is just getting higher.
There was no Reece James at training today, and he's unlikely to feature tomorrow. Elsewhere, Thomas Tuchel will have to weigh up resting his key men while ensuring England win the group. Most important of all, whoever plays, the three lions will be determined to rediscover their World Cup rhythm. Steve Scott, ITV News, New York.
And you can watch that match live tomorrow night on ITV1 and STV. Coverage starts at 8:45 p.m. But that is all from us for now. Julie's here with the latest after tonight's football. From me in the evening news team. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend.
Right then, let's go and get a muffin. I'm about 10 my good evening. Good evening, yes indeed. We have broke the junior records for third day in the UK on, well, third day of extreme heat weather. And last night was the hottest night on June of the record of June ever. We still got Amber and everyone is right up until 9 PM tonight. Some places in England have seen thunderstorms across, remember. But the record's been broken here. But I believe going through into Sunday, we're going to say goodbye to the heat for a bit and we'll get cool temperatures. Just mid 19, 18, 17 degrees. You should get much colder. Alright then, we'll be back with News at 10. About 9:40 or 9:45 I'll be here for News at 10. For myself, a hottie. Have a great day, great night. Stay safe and have a great weekend. Bye bye.